All right, man. Moving on to what should be over, but it's still going on. Okay, we we have some more. We have some more news in this UMG case, bro. We have some more news in this UMG case. It's 32 pages. Obviously, we're not going to go through this whole thing, but just to sum it up before I start reading through some of this, UMG has filed a motion to dismiss the case with prejudice, which means that if the motion gets dismissed, if this case gets dismissed, then Drake and his legal team cannot file it again. Okay, they cannot file it again. This is another one of these situations which I already mentioned before. I am not, I want to preface it, I am not on the side of UMG. I'm like, oh, I hope UMG wins. I don't care. I think that the music industry is pretty predatory. It's been predatory since almost in its inception, and a lot of people that have started their labels who were purely, on the hip hop side and on the music side, they've already sold their company. So, the companies are nowhere near what they used to be like. And UMG, they pretty much gobbled everybody up. So, that's why they're called UMG Music Group, Universal Music Group. So I'm not on the side of them. I could care less if they win or lose, but I also felt like, and I said this at the beginning, I felt like Drake has no case here because he has actively participated in this rap battle, and you have actively said things that are defamatory or that could be seen as defamatory. Again, if we want to get subjective about what's worse than what, we've already been through this. We made so many videos about this. We talked about this so many times. So that's up for debate, but at the end of the day, there were two specific things that were said that could again ruin somebody's career, that could ruin their brand. And on Drake's side, it was saying, stuff about DV and the manager potentially, being the father of your child. And on Kendrick's side, it's about being a PDF, which again, that's probably the least of its problems at this point, because like I said before, man, I don't know why Drake's team did not mention Meet the Grams. Like just harping on Not Like Us is just insane, because Meet the Grams was a scathing of a way more scathing diss track than Not Like Us. But anyways, I digress. So let's go through this. Let's go through this. I love how they started with it to say, yeah, I want it all. That's why I strive for it. Diss me, you'll never hear a reply for it. That was Drake with the successful song. You remember that? You remember that? Yeah, y'all remember that? Diss me, you'll never hear a reply for it. Oh, how the times have changed. Oh man. Plaintiff, one of the most successful recording artists of all time, lost a rap battle that he provoked in which he willingly participated. Oh my goodness. Okay, duh. We've been saying this at the beginning. I just said it before I even read that. You willingly participated in a rap battle. I studied rap battles for a living, looking ass. Shout out to Deleted, man. Like that. I don't know if y'all know who Deleted is on YouTube, but it's so funny, man. Like he's repeating that in his videos. I study rap battles for a living. Yeah, sure you do. Sure you do. Instead of accepting the loss like an unbothered rap artist, who is this, bro? UMG's lawyer. UMG's lawyer is so fucking petty. UMG's lawyer is so petty, bro. He said, instead of accepting the like an unbothered rap artist he often claims to be, he do be claiming to be unbothered, bro. Like a petty woman, bro. Petty sassy woman. He assumed his own record label in a misguided attempt to salve his wounds. Plaintiff's complaint is utterly without merit and should be dismissed with prejudice. It's rare that you hear the with prejudice, usually without prejudice, but with prejudice. Man, oh man. In the spring of 2024, two of the most popular recording artists in the world, Kendrick and Drake, engaged in a high-profile rap battle. Over the course of approximately 2 months, they exchanged increasingly vitriolic and incendiary diss tracks, sometimes responding within hours of each other. Drake encouraged the feud. For example, when he felt that Lamar was taking too long to respond, Drake released a second recording in which he goaded Lamar to continue the public rap battle. Again, this is something that Drake fans, even to this day, will not acknowledge. You ask a Drake fan, one of your Drake stands on Twitter, you know, what about this, man? Y'all remember when Taylor Made Freestyle came out? And they'll just ignore it. They'll act like it didn't happen, and they'll just deflect and say, "Oh, well, Kendrick called a Tupac estate. You know, Kendrick called Tupac estate and sent him a C&D." That's all they'll say. That's all they say. And then a drop. So Lamar did just that again. He told your ass. And collectively, Drake and Lamar released a total of 9 tracks taking aim at each other. Multiple commenters declared Lamar to be the winner of the battle because he was. Not Like Us was a penultimate track in the feud and the subject of the complaint. I still don't understand why Not Like Us is the subject of the complaint. Like, it's just way too much focus on this particular track and out of the others. So all the other stuff, you know, talk about the success that Not Like Us did. So we're not gonna read any of that. And then Not Like Us, like all the recordings in the feud between Drake and Lamar, and like the many notorious diss track throughout rap history, consists of a series of hyperbolic insults. Now, just to, you know, let's take us to school for a minute. You know, what does hyperbolic mean? What does hyperbolic mean? Hyperbolic means exaggerated. Exaggerated. How many times they say that slow? Exaggerated. You know, I said this when this whole beef was like at its height. I was like, y'all clearly do not watch rap battles. Y'all don't watch URL. Shout out to Smack. Y'all have never seen a rap battle in real time. Y'all just heard of rap battles, like an actual rap battle. Because I would say the last one that we truly had that was of this magnitude was Jay-Z and Nas. We've had a lot of beefs during our time and like one track or another being said, but it wasn't ever to the magnitude that Jay and Nas was before we got to Kendrick and Drake. Because Kendrick and Drake officially is the biggest rap battle or rap beef of all time. It's not, you know, I wouldn't say my favorite, but it's definitely, as far as just how many people are still talking about it to this day, it's the most popular. Okay, so now that we understand what hyperbolic means, exaggerated, let's continue, because people don't understand what words mean. Yeah, I would say Pusha. Yeah, Pusha and Drake was pretty close at the time, but I would still say, just because of notoriety, Drake and Meek was there. But again, it's so funny that Drake was the center of both of those as well. Anyways, um so Drake has been pleased to use UMG platform to promote the tracks, leveling similarly incendiary attacks on Lamar, including most significantly that Lamar engaged in domestic abuse and that one of Lamar business partners and managers is a true father of Lamar's son. Again, very important. Glad that they put that in there and made sure that y'all know, that y'all don't forget this is legal documentation now. But now, after losing a rap battle, Drake claims Not Like Us is defamatory. Yep. And I'm gonna stick to this, man. I would bet my life on this, and that's how confident I am that if Drake did not lose this rap battle, if Not Like Us never came out, or if Not Like Us was not received organically, because I still believe this was an organic hit. Y'all see how I was acting. If AB is still in the chat, he's still very surprised that I liked that song. I was like, yo, it's just something about it, man. And that was, again, no bias. There was no bias. I heard that song on a Saturday. I think it came on Saturday, and I was like, yo, I was like, this is it right here. It's something about this song that I like it. I like it, man. So, like I said, you can't deny it, man. You can't deny it when it's just a good song. You know, like I said, a good song, a good song. I like Family Matters too. You know, I like Family Matters, but again, it's just a lot of those lyrics are not, they have not aged well. But I liked it. You know, I like the beat switch and stuff like that. So like I said, I ain't a hater. And I was, you know, we reacted to it, you know, live on stream. I was like, oh, like this. I'm like, this kind of crazy at the time. But then Meet the Gram came out. Then Not Like Us came out the day. I was like, well, you know, the songs were just better. So that's my opinion. So so again, you know, don't forget that you said that, Drake. While the complaint focuses almost entirely on Not Like Us, it disregards of the Drake and Lamar diss track that's surrounding Not Like Us. Exactly. uh Jesus Christ. This thing failed, so my camera turned off. Give me one moment. Jesus. Okay, Jesus. Things are just falling in my office. All right, so let's continue. Let's continue. You playing a random on Twitter for being stupid. He said UMG got you. Hey, they got UMG got me. That'll be Drake got me. Uh, so to continue, where was I at? As well as the conventions of the diss track genre and thus critically ignores the context of the dispute. So yes, exactly. Assessing context says it must be not like us clearly conveys non-actionable opinion and rhetorical hyperbole. We said, oh, you two off? Yeah, that's in my office because I work in here, man, every day. Diss tracks are popular and celebrated art forms centered around outrageous insults, and they would be severely chilled if Drake's suit were permitted to proceed. Drake also alleges that Not Like Us constitutes second-degree harassment. Second-degree harassment. But sues under a criminal statute that does not prescribe speech and has no private right of action. Finally, Drake claims that UMG's promotion of Not Like Us violates New York general business law, blah, blah, and fails to allege any of the elements for that claim. So, notably, less than 3 years ago, Drake himself signed a public petition criticizing the trend of prosecutors using artist creative expression against them. So, again, this has been brought up many times, but people just tend to forget. They tend to forget. By treating rap lyrics as literal fact. Okay, so there's been an ongoing topic. They literally tried it with the Young Thug trial, try to use the lyrics against him, but Drake was an advocate against that. He was an advocate against that. Okay, so how do you a few years ago say, hey man, I don't like y'all trying to use our lyrics as fact, but then turn around and it's like, all right, man, I'm about to sue y'all because y'all let this track happen, and he said I'm a PDF. How does that work? Okay, that's why I say this is not about Drake is doing this for the people. It's never been about Drake is doing this for the people. He's doing it for his own personal gain because he lost the rap battle. Okay, if the DV stuff would have stuck more to being a PDF, then we would have been having a whole different conversation here. Okay, and I still don't think that Kendrick would have sued. I don't think if the shoe was on the other foot, I don't think that Kendrick would have sued. I think he would have just kept coming out with diss tracks, to be honest, because again, he comes from that cloth, and Drake was supposed to have come from that cloth, but I guess not. I guess not. And Drake recognized when it comes to rap, the final work of product is artist's vision and imagination. Drake was right then and is wrong now. The complaints and justified claim against UMG are no more than Drake's attempt to save face for his unsuccessful rap battle with Lamar. The court should grant UMG's motion and dismiss the complaint with prejudice. Can't come from that cloth, right, your own stuff. Also facts. Also facts. So a lot of this stuff was like just going over the timeline of what happened. Talked about Not Like Us and how it was how it was made. They talked about how Drake, already had feuds with Pusha T and Meek Mill. They talked about when it started, when the public feud started back in October 2023 with first person shooter. Um, and then how Like That came out, so they mentioned that part, and then Push-Ups came out April 2024, and then they, mentioned some lyrics here, how you big stepping with a size 7 men zone, pip squeak pipe down, you ain't in no big three, you first number one had to put it in your hand, your last one brick, really not on shit. And I'm on top of the mountain, just to have this talk with your ass, I had to hike down. And then saying, and then focus on y'all got then I started to be for the shit been brewing in the pot. Now I'm heating up. Then saying drop, drop, drop. And then talks about Taylor Made, how that came out. So if you deal with this visually, you seem a little nervous about publicity. After this Canadian light skin died, we need to know debated West Coast victory and call him a bitch for me. Talk about him liking a young girl. That's a gift for me. Again, very important line. Very important line. Call him a bitch for me. Talk about him liking young girls. That's a gift for me. Heard it on the Button podcast. It gotta be true. Again, you told him to say these things. And then he said, and Snoop Dogg will say you gotta show this effing Al who's boss in the West. Now it's time to really make a power move, because right now it's looking like you writing out the game plan on how to lose, how to bark up the wrong tree, and then get your head popped in a crowded room. World is watching this chess game, but are you out of moves? The world is watching this chess game. It looks like someone played chess better than you. Watching this chess game, you thought you was playing chess, but Drake was really playing checkers out here. And then he said, since Light Day, your tone changed a little, you're not as enthused. How are you not in the booth? It feel like you kind of removed. How are you not in the booth? It feels like you kind of removed. You try and let this shit die down. Nah, not this time. Nigga, you following through. Very important lyric that people continue to mention. Nah, not this time. And he followed through all right. He followed through all right. I guess you need another week or two to figure out how to improve. What the fuck is taking so long? We waiting on you. And we waited. We waited and we got it. So then Lamar responded with Euphoria. Famous happening was new, looking paranoid, now spiraling, pathetic, massive manipulator. I can smell tails on you now. You're not a rap artist, you a scam artist for the hopes of being accepted. Make music that electrify him, make music that pacify him. I'm ready to double the wage. I'd rather do that than let a Canadian nigga make Pac turn in his grave. Talk about his parenting. So I got a son, but I seen you don't know nothing about that. So then 616 in LA, everybody thought that OVO was working for me. Fake bully, I hate bullies. You must be a terrible person. Everyone inside your team is whispering that you deserve it. Then talked about Drake doing Family Matters. So you acting like acting like an activist and make believe. Mocks his height. He always had to overlook them. I was staring straight. The bars go over Kenny head no matter what I say. And then he talked about his fiance. Why'd you move to New York? Is it because you live in that bachelor life, proposed in 2015, but don't want to make her your actual wife? I'm guessing this wedding ain't happening, right? Because we know the girls you actually like, your darkest secrets are coming to light. Then you said, Dave, for your baby mama captions always screaming, save me. You did a dirty all your life. You're trying to make peace. Or that one of them little kids might be Dave free. Don't make your Dave free. Because if your GM is your BM secret BD, this is all making plenty fucking sense to me. Y'all remember that? Then he said, the physical abuse when you put your hands on your girl is it self-defense because she bigger than you. They hired a crisis management team to clean up the fact that she beat on your queen. And then he said, empty the clip on friendly your jazz. Which one of my so-called nigga? Which one of my so-called nigga needs shell from the clip? Come get this ass whooping. I'm handing them out. You're dead. You're dead. You're dead. There's no other high. I know it. Like, come on, man. Like, but I mean. Apparently we're going to use Kendrick's lyrics, but not use Drake's lyrics. We're going to use Kendrick's lyrics, but not use Drake's lyrics here. I mean, you said you're dead. Does that mean you're going to kill him? Drake, Drizzy? Does that mean you're going to kill him? You said you're dead. You said, come get this ass whooping. Which one of my so-called in? Which one of my so-called niggas need to share from the clip? I mean, I don't know, bro. I don't know. But this a rap battle. This a rap battle. I'm saying, man. Like, again, I was so upset that people kept saying the PDF stuff. Oh my God, he is defaming Drake. Oh my God, he called him a PDF, but it's not true. It's not true, man. It's not true. He's not a PDF. Like, just kept saying it, kept saying it, kept saying it, but continue to just ignore everything that Drake is saying. It's not just the DV stuff. Obviously, that's the most scathing thing, but it's not just the DV stuff. Okay, so then he said, not like us. We got some. They didn't even talk about Meet the Gram, bro. Again, they were just ignoring Meet the Gram. They act like that track doesn't even exist. So even UMG didn't talk about it. But they said, not like us. Why you trolling like a bitch? Ain't you tired? The God's playing to show you how to liar. Will OVO for the other vaginal option. Pussy. What is it? Albert niggas and bird bitches makes hyperbolic threats of violence. You think the bag gonna let you disrespect Pac? Nigga, I think that Oakland show gonna be on Let's Stop. Talk about Drake's relationships. Just fucked on Wayne girl. He was to jail. That's conniving. To get his fake tag like a bitch apologizing. And call him a fucking colonizer. So yeah, they say Drake, I hear you like I'm young, better not ever go to cell block 1. When these bitches talk to him, they in love. Just make sure you hide your little sister from them. The way you trolling like a bitch and you tired, trying to cycle core is probably A minor. I don't know, can't repair it. And he raps, and Baka got a weird case while he around, certified lover boy, certified pedophiles. I find this funny, and I didn't even peep this out of all this time. I said it all the time, but I didn't really put two and two together that like this is the line that everyone harps on, right? Certified pedophiles. It's plural, right? It's been plural because of him saying in that line, right? They told me Chubb the only want to get your hand-me-downs and party at the party, playing with his nose now. So you're talking about 2 people, and Baka got a weird case. Why is he around? So you're talking about 3 people, 3 more people at this point. And if you want to throw Drake in there, it'll be 4. Certified lover boy, certified pedophiles, not certified lover boy, certified pedophile. Said pedophiles, so he's including all of them, but we only focus on him talking about Drake in this situation. But he's saying that all of y'all some PDFs, right? Because Drake is doing some weird stuff with some young women. Baka already got a case on some assault stuff. Who knows what Chubbs and Party were up to because they hang with y'all. So very interesting point there that I feel like a lot of people just overlook. And when I saw it, I was like, huh, that's actually interesting. Because yeah, talking about all of y'all in this case. So he didn't just call you one, he called your whole team one. To continue on, and your homeboy needs subpoena. So he wasn't talking about Drake, talking about your homeboy, which is Baka in this case. That predator moving flocks. That name got to be registered and placed on neighborhood wide. So he ain't talking about Baka. He never talking about Drake right there. Drake responded the following day with the hard part 6, and he said, why is the Winnie denying any of all these allegations? So again, he doubling down on the whole DV stuff. Why is she following Dave free, not Mr. Morale? Dave leaving heart emojis underneath pics of the child, and like if Dave really effed your girl and got her pregnant, talking about breeding resentment. And then saying, I don't want to fight with a woman beater. It feeds your nature. And then Drake says that he expected the defamatory statement. The 17 was a shit I expected. TikTok videos collected and dissected. Only effing with Whitney's, not Millie Bobby Brown's, which again Drake brought up because Kendrick never brought up Millie Bobby Brown. I never looked twice at no teenager. So again, self-snitching. And then he said, I'll slit your throat with the razor. Yeah, bullets, and I'm stuffing in each chamber. Your ass is in extreme danger. So again, you are threatening bodily harm against Kendrick, but it gets overlooked because I don't know. I don't know why I get overlooked, because if we just gonna go over lyrics, and let's go over everything. And we're gonna go over lyrics, and let's go over everything, man. Is this a rap battle, or are we gonna use all of these lyrics? Because we're either gonna use all of them or we're gonna use none of them. That's the thing that I constantly don't understand. Don't use lyrics to your benefit for one song, but we're not gonna look at yours, because of course we're gonna look at yours. No. No. So it's again very interesting, man. Very, very interesting. So they said Drake failed to state the claim for defamation. So they like, and somebody he ain't even mention or actually state the claim there. So continue. A lot of this stuff is just not important here. They talk about the making of the video, and then they, put a disclaimer there. Y'all remember the video said, it's satirical and vitriolic. Then you say, no owls were, harmed in the making of this video. So, then he said the Not Like Us album cover, saying no reasonable viewer would believe that the image of Drake's Toronto mansion with 13 sex offender markers is real. Again, we knew that was a joke. It looked fire at the time, so the image is hyperbolic and exaggerated. So again, just, man, I totally don't get it. I think that overall the UMG lawyers cooked on this one, man. I think that they really cooked. So you can read the rest of the stuff yourself, but that was like the main stuff that I wanted to harp on. It's not really anything else in the rest of this that's really of note. But yeah, so that's that, man. That's that. And then the final thing I want to talk about was the immediate statement from Drake's team after the UMG motion. So they said, in the statement shared with Pitchfork, Michael J. Gottlieb, I don't know how you say his last name, Gottlieb, Drake's lead attorney said, UMG wants to pretend that this is about a rap battle in order to distract its shareholders, artists, and the public from the simple truth. A greedy company is finally being held responsible for profiting from dangerous misinformation that has already resulted in multiple acts of violence. This motion is a desperate ploy by UMG to avoid accountability, but we have every confidence that this case will proceed and continue to uncover UMG's long history of endangering, abusing, and taking advantage of its artists. So that's going back to what I was saying. Let's touch on the first part that I wanted to highlight here for a moment. A greedy company is finally being held responsible for profiting from dangerous misinformation that has already resulted in multiple acts of violence. Now, yes, we do not want to dismiss or act like the whole shooting at Drake's Toronto compound didn't happen, because it did. But what I do want to say is, outside of the shooting and then the random people trying to break in, because I do believe that was probably more related to just some vigilantes who were trying to be weird on Kendrick's side and trying to see if Drake really did have some crazy stuff going on in his compound. But that shooting, they never proved that was from the whole beef with Kendrick. Because again, you have to understand that Drake was beefing with, the whole 20v1 stuff. So you had the Weeknd and his people there, forget what happened with that. So I still believe that the shooting that happened at Drake's part was a Weeknd retaliation, because the Weeknd's, manager guy, his place got shot up. So I think that was some Toronto business. I still think that was some Toronto business. I don't think that was because of the whole Kendrick beef. So I don't feel like that was even necessary to add here, because it's not related. You can claim that it was related because of the timing, but I don't think that was related. That nobody has ever saying, "Oh man, this was some of Kendrick's men who pulled up and shot one of Drake's security." Nobody ever said that. If y'all see something that I didn't, from when that happened, y'all show me. But they still have not found out like what happened or who exactly it was who did it. But I think that was some Weeknd retaliation, bro. Because I think they was going at it for a little bit. But they ain't going. He was saying, he asked stuff to say about the Weeknd and his manager too. So it's just don't forget that was all going on. And again, the dangerous misinformation. Again, this is a rap battle, bro. Both of y'all said stuff. So unless Drake, you want to admit that the stuff that you said wasn't true, but if you do that, then you immediately lost the case, because then Kendrick's part or UMG can just say the same thing, which I already did. They said the stuff was hyperbolic. So unless you want to admit that, hey man, I just, I was just saying stuff. I was just saying stuff because it's a rap battle. But then you just immediately lost. You admitted defeat. You already lost the rap battle, but you admitted defeat with this lawsuit as well. If you just say, hey man, I ain't really mean what I said. It was a rap battle. So He has to be very careful. He has to be very careful. But saying that you profiting off of dangerous misinformation is no, because you did too, Drake. It just your song didn't get as popular as Kendrick's last song that he brought out. So and then the last part, we're again trying to frame this as Drake and his team being the savior for the industry. I don't like that. I don't like that because I've said it already in this conversation. I've said it already before. Drake is not being a savior here. He is not being a savior. Y'all really need to stop that. I don't know why people still believe it. He's not being a savior. He's not going to uncover all the shady stuff that UMG has been doing. I mean, if it happens, cool. Again, and I mean, I feel like it needs to, but that's not Drake's motive. He's not doing it for the people. He's not doing it for all of the artists on UMG to get free. He's doing it because he's salty, because he lost a rap battle. And whatever negotiations that were going on, UMG didn't budge, and they're not giving him the money that he felt like he deserved. So that's that. We're done with talking about this for now. So we'll see what else develops. But I mean, UMG cooked, bro. That's all I gotta say. UMG definitely cooked. They came with it. They came with it in their motion here. So we'll see what happens. If this gets dismissed, oh man, Drake fans are going to be like crying in a corner somewhere because I don't know what they're going to do at this point. Besides Drake just releasing music, just keep releasing music, bro, because there's nothing else you can do at this point. Like it was just a very sad attempt to get at your handlers. It's a very sad attempt trying to get at your handlers. So